Wonderful. And good evening, everyone. Purposes of video, hope you're well. If you do have any questions whatsoever, please just give me a call, not a problem whatsoever. We've got usual levels of sore backs this week because everyone is well and truly back working at home and possibly and probably not working on the same chair that they should be. So we'll definitely address some back issues. We've also got basically from the waist down, Scott, needing to be stretched out. So we'll have a look at a really nice full body stretch anyway. So if anyone who is not watching some recording is live, if you have any questions, please unmute yourself, or if you have any concerns. And if someone else does come in, I will have to just stop and put them in. So first of all, let's, if you are able to all stand up, and I'm just going to give you a minute, if you are able to grab a cushion of some description, that would be great. So we're going to have a little look at that in a minute. Move that out of the way a bit more. Lovely. Right, so we're going to start standing up today, and please just bear in mind that if you're not feeling like you can't reach the full of what we're trying to do today, please don't worry about it, because there's a lot of stress levels going on at the moment, and the last thing I need to do is stress your body any further. So if you do want to just take it down a notch, please feel free to. Don't think, oh, I've got to do the same as what I'm doing. It's not a problem. So first things first, let's just see if we can ground ourselves. Let's have a little look at posture, because it's not necessarily fantastic at the moment. I want to do this exercise at the beginning and then at the end, so you can actually try to see if you can feel a difference. And if you're like, oh my God, you know, it's not great at the moment, but hopefully you should be able to feel the difference once we've finished. And if you just give me a second, I'm just going to take this off so you can actually see what's going on. Right, okay, so let's start standing up nice and straight, and then hopefully you'll be able to see the movements that I'm doing to make sure that you are correct. So starting from the bottom, hip width apart, let's get that right in the first place. So it is your fists. So make two fists, and then you're going to roll down and put them either in between your feet. So they should be two of your own fists apart, okay? That is hip width apart very roughly. So check that first. Then we're just going to wriggle those toes. So just give them a little wriggle. Right, then we're going to come up onto your toes and then rock backwards. Now, Scott in particular, this might not be that pleasant, but if you want to stretch out your calves and your shins, let's give this a go. Up and rock backwards. Little bit of balance required here. Just back and forth. So onto your toes and rock back onto your heels. Let's do one more each side. Okay. Spread your toes nice and wide, and then we're going to place them on the floor. Now we're going to move our concentration up to the main part of your leg, so around your knee area. Now, some of you are more flexible than others, but actually some people just naturally have, when they lock their legs out, a little bit of a curve. So what we're trying to do is unlock your legs, but keep them straight. So if you can see, this is unlocked, but straight. Okay, they are straight up, but that's locked, that's unlocked. Move your concentration up to your pelvic area. This is probably the thing that may need more amendment than usual. So pelvis will move up and down. What we need to do is, I'm slightly lordotic, so I will naturally do that. If you do have quite a curve in your back, I want you to tuck that tailbone under. Now also that will mean that you're tucking your core in, you're just engaging your tummy. So just tuck yourself very gently underneath. Then we're going to bring our concentration up to our tummy. So what I want you to have a little prod as well. What I want you to do is think it's engaged, but it's not sucked in. So if you can see the difference, not that I really want to do this, but, and then they're sucked in. I want it halfway in between. Okay, so engage without being like, oh my God, because you just won't be able to hold that. So you can still breathe, but it's just slightly solid. Moving your concentration up to your chest and your shoulders. So most people based on the fact that you're typing all day are going to be a bit cathartic. So you're going to be a bit like this. So what I really want you to consciously do is move your shoulders back. I'm just going to move the camera up slightly so you can actually see. Move your shoulders backwards and your chest outwards. What I'm not asking you to do is that, ladies. So bring yourself backwards and chest forwards without sticking your chest out. Now we're going to do a big shoulder roll, and then that should be backwards and down now. So you may think, oh my God, I feel really exaggerated. You won't be, as long as you just do that roll down, down and backwards. So just take a little check of yourself. So your feet are grounded, hip width apart. Your knees are unlocked. Your pelvis is tucked under. Your glutes are very, very slightly engaged just to keep that pelvis tucked under. Your core is very slightly engaged without holding your breath. Your chest is upright and your shoulders are back and down. Your arms should feel heavy. Okay, so just give them a shake and drop them down. Use the weight of your arms to correct your posture. And then your head should be straight forward. So if you are looking at the camera and you're looking down at the camera, just look past the camera and keep your chin dead straight. So in this position, I want you to close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. Now you should feel super grounded. So if I was going along and we were in class, and I've done this to Scott before, if I just push you, you shouldn't really go anywhere because you're really solidly grounded. Deep breaths in, close your eyes. One more. Lovely. Okay. So not only should you feel nice and solid now, you should feel a little bit more relaxed. We're going to take a deep breath in, roll our arms all the way up, that nice solid position, and relax down. Let's go one more. All the way up, deep breath in, and relax down. Wonderful. Okay, so I'm just going to turn to the front. We're going to roll those shoulders and just get a really nice roll on the go. When I'm asking you to do this, I really want you to think active, big circles, not obviously just ask me to do this, but really wide, active, big circles all the way around. And stop to the bottom, and then you're going to come forwards and round a little bit harder. Each time trying to have a think about that posture. It's exactly the same. That's it. And release down. Okay, bringing one arm across. Let's just pull that arm in and across your body. And then if your shoulder is doing this, just relax it down. Okay, try and keep yourself relaxed. Bring that across nice and tightly. Holding it here. And then we're going to bring the other arm across. So across your body, bring it in. Relax your shoulder down. Deep breath and release. Excellent. Right, let's go a little bit more. So the synovial fluid in here, which is the fluid in your ball and socket joint for your shoulder and specifically and your hips, it needs to warm up. It's possibly a bit stiff. So just like some WD-40 for your shoulders, we're going to warm that up. So nice big circles. Again, nice on purpose, big circles. Now what we're also trying to avoid is a little tummy roll going on here. Try to avoid that, okay? We are trying to stay with that posture, nice and tight. Tuck that tummy in, and the other way, roll. Up and over. Feel your shoulders really starting to warm up now. Okay, now we're going to do a couple of slightly more dynamic warm-ups because we rarely do dynamic warm-ups here, but if you are in the gym, well, when we're allowed to be, or you want to go for a run or whatever you're trying to do at home, these are quite a good set of dynamic warm-up setups. So I frequently do these. So just bring your hands across at the front, and then you're going to bring them out. We will rarely do this in Pilates, but it's quite a good idea to know what they are. So again, what this does, yes, your shoulders are getting a bit of a warm, but it's actually your chest and your back. So when you do that, your chest muscles are being stretched out. And then you should just squeeze your shoulder blades at the back. And when you're forwards, that will stretch out your shoulder blades. Okay, let's go opposite. So this gets your shoulder a little bit more involved. And you might feel it all the way down here as well. So here and all the way down there. And let's go the other way. Again, all the way down there. And squeeze backwards and squeeze backwards. Okay, I just want you to hold it, okay? So hold it back there. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Just slightly squeeze your glutes. Keeps you upright. Hold it back. And then bring it forwards and clasp your hands together, head down. You're in that position, okay? Tummy in, head down. Breathe and release. Let's do the same thing again. So this is a tiny bit more dynamically. Out, hold it there. 2, 3. In, hold it there. Down, 2, 3. Out, hold. 2, 3. In, down, 2, 3. Wonderful. Okay. So shoulders and chest and the top of your back should feel much better now. Okay. A tiny bit more dynamically with your neck, right at the top, is just be careful. What I don't want you to do is roll backwards. Okay. I will never ask you to do anything like that because all it does is crunch your vertebrae. So we're going to start with your chin to one shoulder, and you're going to semicircle round and then flip your head over, if that made sense. Semicircle round the front, flip over. Okay, so from the side, semicircle your head down and round, flip over. Keep going the same way. I'll swap you around. Down and round and over, and one more, down and round and up to the center. Okay, just bring your head the other way, and then we're going to semicircle the other way. Now, again, you might feel a few clicks and a bit of cracking. It shouldn't be painful, but it should be quite nice. And again, it's a little more dynamic way of doing a neck movement. Down and round, and it might make your ears pop as well, oddly, because we're stretching this bit here. Back up to center. Okay, tiny bit more dynamically as well. We often do this one. Roll your shoulders down and look down. And look up again. Roll your shoulders down and look down. Just look down at the floor. Just keep your posture up. Round your shoulders, down and look down. Let's go one more. Up, round your shoulders, look down. Hold it there. 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Okay. Top half should be feeling a little bit better now. So let's have a look at that back. And again, slightly more dynamically, there's a number of ways of doing things that can get your back nice and warmed up without you having to hold something statically. So hip width apart, one arm up, the other arm onto your hip, and then we're going to lean. And the slightly more dynamic way of doing this is pendulum swinging over, hold, and over. So just get, again, a tiny little bit more movement. I'll do this to the side again. So as I often say, you're in a toaster. You're not folding forwards or backwards. You're in a toaster. You couldn't if you wanted to. Just squeeze your glutes slightly, and that will slightly prevent you from falling forwards. And let's go up and over, and one more, up and over. Lovely. Okay, so that plane. Let's have a look at this plane, all right? A slightly more dynamic way of doing this is if you put your hands to your chest, and again, just engage your core. Bend your knees very slightly, otherwise ends up being your knees that click. And then we're going to just move around a bit faster. Now, normally I'm asking you to hold. We will get to that point, but the more dynamic way of doing that is just a twist. Now, if you're lucky, I don't think I'm going to have the luck this evening, but if you're lucky, you'll get a little bit of a click. Please make sure it's not your knees. Just give them a bend. Push round, and 4, 3, 2, last one, and bring it back to the center. Lovely. Okay, roll down, typical Pilates-based roll down, no like problem with that, no difference, except again, if you go a little bit faster, and then we're going to come back the other way. So if I show you, coming down, touch the floor, drop your head, roll it up, hands back, and push your hips forward. We are not doing that full back bend, okay? Not what we're doing today. I just want you to literally push your hips slightly forward. It shouldn't affect your back. It should feel nice. So join in with me. So we're going to come down, roll it down, a little bit more pacey. Touch the floor if you can, drop your head, and then we're rolling it up, curl, 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 hands behind and hips forward, squeeze, and rolling it down. Touching the floor and rolling it up, hands back, push forward. Let's go one more time, roll it down. Just be aware of your balance on this, because I'm asking you to roll down quite quickly, up to center and forward, squeeze your glutes and come back. Okay, so back should be feeling really nice. Back of your legs have just got a teeny tiny stretch there, but we'll concentrate that a little bit more in a sec. Right, so let's have a look at your hips. So hips take a hell of a lot of stress, and they are likely to feel really tight. So when we come down on the floor, I'll do some more exercises with that. But the more dynamic way of doing this is a hip swing. A couple of ways of doing this. If you're feeling like your balance is really good today, then we are doing this here, okay? If you're like, yeah, Rebecca, that's not going to happen, either hold on to a chair or I will turn you around and we're going to go here. So holding onto a wall, a couple of ways of doing this. Here, this swing. So bringing it across. Let's start there and then we'll move. So again, if you haven't got a wall, you're just doing it like this or like that. All right, that's it. Keep it going. Down the one side for a sec. And bring that down. Bring yourself to the side, and then we're going to swing this way. Just be aware of anything you're going to kick, you know, furniture, small dog, whatever. Try really hard to keep yourself upright, so we're not doing that, okay? We're not arabesquing. Your chest is upright. You're just swinging your hip from here. Okay, and bring that back down to center. Let's go the other way. So the other leg, you're bringing it across and out. Now, you can start winding this up by doing it a little bit first, and then you can really get your leg up and really swing it. I would advise, if you're really going to swing it high, to hold on. Up, swinging it. That's it. Okay, and spin it round, and then we're going to push away and up, push away. Oh, did you hear that click? That's not nice. You're likely to get a click, but hopefully it won't hurt. And bring it down. Lovely. So that's a slightly more dynamic way of doing your hips. Okay, so slightly getting your quads. The best stretch is a static one there, but actually if you were going to do it dynamically, we will lift up. This is your hip flexor and your quad here. So lift up and push it back. Lift up, push it back. Lift up, push back. Let's do those a few more. So when you're here, it should be the quad at the front. When you're here, it should be hip flexor. There. Let's do that one more time. Up and flick back. Let's swap sides. Lifting up and push back. Lift, push back, lift. Back. A couple more times. And push back. Lovely. Okay, just give your legs a little shake out. Right, ankles. A good way of doing this, I'll step back so you can see, is lifting, and you're going to roll those ankles. Again, likely to be clicky. As long as the click's not hurting, and then you're going to go the other way. Okay, let's put that down and go the other way. So other foot, roll it one way and roll it the other way. Might as well do your wrists at the same time, actually. We could do that. That's coordination for you. Right. Wrist, 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 roll, roll, roll. And give them a shake. Lovely. Right. That's a slightly more dynamic way of sort of going from top down to toe. So if, for example, you are doing something a little bit more active, you can work your way down without having to just sort of hold everything. You can just move it around a little bit more, and that means the blood flow will be a bit more, and the fluid will warm up quicker as you need it to. So just give yourself a little shake out. Right, we're going to get that cushion involved now a bit more. So bring that down onto the floor. I'm just going to change the angle of, there you go. Right, so towards the end of your mat, and then we're going to roll it down, curl. So we've already done this evening. Just come nice and slowly down. And just hang here, drop your head. So we are putting our hands on the inside creases of our arms and then dropping our head. That's it, really drop. Now what you should be able to do is just feel the weight of your head, and then we're just going to do some little rocks from one side to the other. And what that should get, Scott in particular, this is going to be a bit strong but necessary, is right down the back of your hamstrings, back of your legs. One then the other. Okay, bring yourself to center. Drop your arms down, and instead of walking out to a downward dog, I want you to bend your knees, and we're going to walk out into a plank. Okay, so I'll just leave that out of the way. Walk out further. Okay, so we're into the plank position. Now, once you're in this position, I really want you to think, right, what's hurting here? Is it my back or is it my core? If it's your back, you need to just lift up very, very slightly and really try and engage your core more. Is it your shoulders? Shoulders should be just starting to kick in, but it really should be your core. Drop one knee, drop the other knee, and sit back. Lovely. Right. Just roll those shoulders. Okay. A little bit of plank work to start with. Planks they're a very, very effective way of working a lot of the different parts of your body. So mainly they should be working your abs, but I would say your core, because it is all the way around. So your back has got to support your front, has got to support your back, and your legs have got to keep nice and straight. Your shoulders have got to do a hell of a lot of work because they're supporting the whole top half of you. So with a plank, I just want to work on getting that correct at first, because a lot of people do it wrong. So the plank should be that you're able to balance your dinner on your back. So not too piked, not too dipped. It should be dead straight so you can actually balance something on it. And when you're doing a plank, I want you to think, right, Rebecca has balanced her glass of water on my back, and if I move, it's going to spill and go all over me. She's going to get annoyed. It's going to go all over the floor. I mean, it's just a mess. So we're going to think, right, nice and straight with that body. Then I want you to go, right, nice and strong arms. So we're not dipping down here. They're straight. They're locked. They're straight. Your head should feel neutral. So you're not flopping down. You're not bringing it up. You're looking just ahead of you. It should be neutral. Your feet should be just slightly further apart than together. Okay, they can be together, but actually more stable is just apart, about hip width if you can. So let's try and get into that position first, and I want you to feel that position. Now, annoyingly, if I was with you, then I could come around and correct, but if I can describe it, you need to feel it in your body that it's correct, because it should not hurt anything apart from your core really strongly at the front here and your shoulders. Okay, they should feel the pressure, nothing else, not your back. So let's come into that position. We don't need to stay here for very long necessarily. So just slightly wider than your shoulders with your hands. We're going to come step backwards. So bring one toe foot backwards and tuck it under. And then you're going to come up into the full plank. Now, give yourself a second and rearrange yourself. So if you're down here, you need to come up. If you're piked, you need to come down. Squeeze those glutes. And just think, yeah, all right, I can feel that core kicking in now. And my shoulder's just starting to ache. Now, if you've got this right, you really should be almost shaking. Let's just hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and knees down. Excellent. Right. Consciously think, where did I feel that? If it's all starting to hit your back, you need to just come up very slightly and really pinch in that core. Really try and think, right, I've got to bring this around here. I've got to bring this around here. Just bring yourself up and tuck your tailbone under slightly more. So you're doing that. You need to just do that. So let's come back down again and have another think. If you think you've got it right, then excellent. Absolutely hold it there. So 1 foot back, slightly wider than your own shoulders. Kick into it. And then we're going to just make sure that you are dead straight, okay? Hold it there, hold it there. Think, come on, core. Just squeeze your tummy muscles. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Nice, okay. Hopefully everything should be really focused here now and there. You should be thinking, yeah, all right, Becca, I can feel that now. That's exactly where we need to be. So little variations on the plank. We'll just make that progressively harder. You should all be capable. You should all be absolutely fine. I know you well enough to know that you can do this. So we'll start with tapping our knee, alternating that knee up and down, okay? So we're just going to tap it on the floor and back up, tap it on the floor and back up. So in your own time, please don't rush this. I want you to do 10, okay? So you're going to bring it down and up, alternate, so 5 each side, okay? So let's come into our plank position. 1 toe back. Bring yourself up into the plank. So the movement is tap down with your knee. Tap down with your knee, bring it up to plank. 3. Keep going. All right, you should be roughly on 8 now. Let's go 2 more. 9, hold it. 10, hold it, bring it down. Very good, excellent. Right, hopefully we should really feel that kicking in now, like, oh, give your shoulders a little roll. If your wrists are starting to take this a little bit too much, and you know that your wrists are weak, I would strap them. So go and get your straps if you've got them, but just giving them a little shake out usually does the trick if they are relatively strong. So let's have another look at a little variant on that. If you are, I don't think I can do that again. Oh my God, drop to your knees. Okay, it is nowhere near as strong at all. So at any point, if you're like, I can't do it, just drop down to your knees. We are trying to fatigue your core, of course, but I don't want you to think I can't do this anymore. So just drop down. So a little variant is a lift. So now this is quite a bit harder. You're going to come into your plank and you're going to lift a toe. Lift a toe. So again, we're going to go for 10, about the same pace as we did the knee drop. So let's have a look at that. I'll show you. So coming into your plank, and then you're going to lift the toe. Lift the toe. Okay. Are we ready? 3, 2, 1, bringing it up. And let's lift. Lift and down. Lift and down. 6. Keep it going nice and slowly, bringing yourself down if you need to. 7, reset if you need to. 8. Okay, if you're still with me, let's go. 9, 4, and 10. Bring it down. Well done. If you manage that, excellent stuff. Really good. Right, really should be feeling this now. Shoulders should be like, oh my God. Okay, so we're going to do 2 more variants. Keep with me, okay? We're doing really well. Core should be going, my God, by the end of this. The first one we're going to do is a little side step. So you are coming to one side and bring that foot with you, and back to the other side and bring that back. I will show you. So we are into your plank. Step to the side and back. Step to the center. Step to the other side and back. Step to the center. Okay? A little bit longer. We can do 5 each side. Please do. If you are, I can't do this anymore, bring your knees down, reset, and just join when you can, okay? So let's set ourselves up. Hands, toes, lifting, and let's go 1 to the side and back, to the center, to the side, to the center. I've got that glass on your back still. Keep it still. Remember to breathe. We're on number 5, 6, 4, 7, 8. One more each side. Back and over. And last side. Back to the center and down. Woo! Oh my God. Roll your shoulders. Very good. If you're keeping up with this, well done. Okay, roll those wrists. Okay, right. Last of the last. Getting a little bit intense now, so it shouldn't be easy. Again, if you need to come down, please do. We're going to come up to a downward dog and then back down to a plank. We have done this before, but not after doing this full sequence, so it's not actually that easy. If you feel like you're going to slip, take your socks off, because you can slip a little bit. So the downward dog is actually a fairly long downward dog, so you can come into the plank. Now, we're not going to do 10 of these, this will take forever. We're going to attempt 5. So tuck your toes under, lift up, and you're going to come into a downward dog position. So it's a fairly long downward dog position. Head down, then you're going to come forwards into a plank. Use your core and lift up into your downward dog. Push down, come forwards, squeeze that core, squeeze your glutes, lift up. And back down. Hold. Squeeze up. And let's go 2 more. Down. Hold it. Back up. And 1 more. Through. Hold. Back up to your downward dog. And then bring your knees down. Absolutely brilliant, everyone. Very, very good. Really good. That was a very tough sequence. Right, I think that deserves us lying on the floor for a bit now. Yay. So get your cushion. And we're going to move slightly away from it and bring yourself relatively far forward. So you are definitely going to hit that, and then you're going to bring your hands forward and we're curling it down. That's it. Right, really nice and comfortable. Hopefully you can see me okay. Cushion, just get yourself comfortable. I want you to curve your back, so tilt your pelvis. Now this may be the first time that you've actually been on the floor all day, possibly even all week, flat, okay? So it might just take your back a minute. Can you just give me a second, Sam? So just wiggle around and just give yourself a minute, okay? Just tilt your pelvis and just take some nice deep breaths. And I want you to really think, right, this is my hour. I'm really going to relax and sink into this. So deep breath in and sink down, sink down. Now, when you release that breath, your hips will hopefully just go a bit as well, because they're probably tight. So let's do a couple more deep breaths. Deep breath in. And Get all your breath out. And one more time, deep breath in through your nose, hold, and out through your mouth. Lovely. Right, back should be nice and flat on the floor. Feet should be comfortable on the floor with your knees bent. Hands should be out to the side. And we're just going to relax and just make sure that your back has stopped spasming or aching or doing anything like that. Now, I've put a marble on your belly button. So we're going to roll that marble up and you're going to tilt your pelvis and squeeze. Then we're going to roll that marble down and release. Okay, so squeezing up, just squeeze your glutes, not quite into a glute bridge yet, and then bring it down, all the way down. Just make sure that back is super stretched. All the way up, squeeze your glutes, just activate them, and all the way down and release. Let's go one more. Roll the marble up and release it down. Lovely, back to center. Okay, and the marble's now going from one side to the other, so one hip bone to the other. So what that actually means is you've got to squeeze one glute up. So roll the marble across, up and across, over. That's it, keep it rolling. Squeeze one side, squeeze the other side. Let's do one more each side. So up and over, squeeze, up and over, squeeze, bring it back to center. Lovely. Right, take a deep breath in and then I want you to engage that core. So deep breath in and engage the core. So it doesn't mean to say that you can't breathe. It means to say that you've engaged here. Okay, it should feel a bit tight. You can still breathe, but just keep that tight. If we've got that, then I want you to take another deep breath in and lift this leg up. So deep breath in and lift one leg to tabletop. Good. And another deep breath in and lift. Okay. So you're in tabletop. Your tummy should be engaged, hands out to the side. Now, this is actually a supine chair hold. So if you can hold that here, and we're going to put our hands onto our knees. And we do something similar when we're up, like this. But if you can just hold this here, what will happen is that your core that is already very, very engaged will just kick in again. Now, if you're like, yep, that's comfortable, that's fine. But if you want to just activate that even further, I just want you to put a tiny bit of pressure from your hands to your knees and your knees back again. Now, what you'll feel is that engages it further. You should feel that. Hold it. You really do need to remember to breathe on this one. Hold it there. Relax your shoulders. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your hands. Bring one leg down. Foot back to the floor. Bring the other leg down. Foot back to the floor. Breathe in and release. Very good. Right. Cole's going to feel this in the morning. That's for damn sure. Let's do that again. So deep breath in. Just hold your muscles if you need to. Deep breath in and hold. Engage. Okay, lifting one leg. Deep breath in. Engage, lift the other leg. Okay, if you've got that right, shouldn't be easy. Really should not be easy at all. So we are into that chair pose again. So you're going to bring your hands to your knees. Hold it there. Just put a little bit of pressure. Feel your core having to really work hard to bring that, keep that back on the floor. Right, now what you're going to do is push one leg away from you. So hold one exactly where it is, and you're going to push the other one away and back. Okay, if your back is like, I'm not having any of that, just push it slightly away. Okay, ideally straight, but if not, don't worry about it. I really want you to ensure your back's nice and straight. Let's try the other one. So push it away and back. Good. Push it away, hold it there. Really should be really nice and tense there. And push it away, push it back. Let's go one more each side. Away, hold, and back. Should be shaking. If your back is having none of this, do not go so straight. And back, hold it. Bring your hands away. One down, the other one down. Deep breath in and relax. Oh, good. Okay, knees and feet together. Keep your hands out to the side. We're just going to flop, 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 flop to one side. And just try and relax everything out. Your cushion should feel nice. Your shoulders should feel flat on the floor. Get that nice twist all the way around your core area. Relax. That's it. Deep breath in and lift. Let's go over. Swing over to the other side. Hold it there. Just make sure that your shoulders are nice and comfortable on the floor. Again, deep breath in and lift. Good. Right, bringing those knees in, and we're just going to do some nice little tiny circles. Again, as I always say to you, when you're doing this, it might feel a bit crunchy at the bottom is probably the best way to describe it. Don't worry about the crunchiness as long as it's not hurting. So it's just your lower vertebrae just realigning themselves. And the same way, just increase those circles. So we should be going a little bit lower. Now again, your core, which is very, very activated now, should be taking some of that. Bring it round. Release it out. Good. Come back to center. And then we're going the other way. So little tiny circles to start. Back should feel really nice for this. And let's go slightly bigger circles all the way around. Oh, and one more. Oh, and back to the center. Right. Slightly stronger stretch for your back out is hands around to the side, keep your knees, and then we're going to lower that. Try really hard not to quite touch the floor. Your oblique muscles have got to do some work there. If that's too sore on your back, then do just flop down. Hold it just off the floor. Deep breath in and lift it up. And let's come up and over. Just hold it just off the floor. Hover, hover, hover. Deep breath in and lift it up. Okay, let's go one more each side, up, over. Deep breath and lift. And one more. Hold it. Deep breath in, lift. Excellent work, lovely. So that cracking and crunching should actually be ideally slowing down or stopped now. Holding onto your hands really nice and tightly around your knees. You're going to bring that right in, and I want you to lift your head. So you're going to come to a teeny tiny ball. And then we're going to do some little tiny rocks. They should be comfortable on your mid back now. That's it, right? Come back to the center. Drop your head back onto the pillow and then just release. Okay, one for the lovely Scott. We're going to drop one foot down and then lift your leg. Not going to be so pleasant, darling. Just bear with it. Hold on to the back of your leg and try really hard to relax your shoulders and let that muscle set. Relax. If it's not so tight and you're like, nah, it's not too bad, just Flex that foot at the top and pull it in a little closer. Hold it here, let it relax. Okay, unflex your foot if you have done that. Bring your knee down and then put your foot on your knee and then bring your knee out. Okay, so we're making that little triangle shape. I want you to take your hands, lift your leg, and you're going to hold behind the back of your leg. Again, if you are super tight, waist down, this is going to be really, really uncomfortable. It is a very, very good one. Super strong on the hips, this one. Get a good grip behind you. Relax and sink into this one. Good. Okay, just release that leg down. Foot down onto the floor, and let's shoot the other leg up nice and tall. Take hold of the back of it and bring it in. And if that's perfectly comfortable for you, I want you to flex the foot. If it's not, please don't. Just let yourself relax into this. It should take about 15 seconds. Good. Just release your foot. You're going to bend your leg, put your foot onto your knee, bring your knee out. Hold it there. And we're going to gather that leg together. Bring your head back down onto the cushion and just hold it here. So get a good grasp. Let your hip relax. It won't want to at first, but it will eventually. Good. Okay, nice and slowly release that leg back down. And then we're going to use the leg that's up to bring yourself up nice and slowly. So just roll yourself up. Woo. Okay. Right, bringing yourself forward and crossing your legs just in front. Okay, another one for the hips if they are particularly sore and tight at the moment is just roll yourself forwards. And drop your head down as much as you can. Good. Very, very nice and slowly roll your way back out of that one. Okay, as I mentioned, we're going to finish standing up, looking at our posture again. So very, very hopefully, we have done a really high level of core work today, which hopefully you should just slightly feel tomorrow and be like, oh yes. But we should have clicked everything out so that your posture should be feeling a lot better. So just to test that, we're just going to come back up. So come onto all fours. We'll just do a little nice cat stretch and roll it down to a cow stretch. Really stretch out. Just stay down here for a second. You should feel your whole of your abs go, oh, that's better. If I hadn't done a nasty core session this morning, I don't think it'd be so bad. All the way up. Oh. And through and release. And one more all the way up. Really curve that back. Drop your head. Squeeze in. And release. Good. Okay, back up to center. Tucking your toes under. Come onto your toes. And then we're going to roll up. Stay here for a sec. And roll it up nice and slowly. Head last, arms up, deep stretch up, breathe in. And roll it down. Okay, give yourself a second because we have been on the floor for a bit. So what we're going to do is have a look at that posture again. So hopefully you should be feeling a little bit better. Okay, so let's start from the bottom again. So toes spread apart and toes 2 of your fists apart. Okay, so feet should feel nice and grounded. Work your way up. Just unlock your legs, but still keep them straight. Working your way up, tilt that pelvis under, just slightly squeeze your glutes. Think about the bottom half now. First of all, should be feeling less horrific and tight, Scott. And secondly, should be feeling really nice and strong, because it has done a little bit of work and just done a really nice stretch out now. So your hip flexors should be feeling a little bit less tight. Okay, bring yourself up. That core should be tight now. My God, done nearly an hour's worth of core work. That should be feeling nice and strong now. Right, work your way up to your shoulders. Roll your shoulders back, down, chest forwards. Okay, then lifting your head so it feels neutral. Just close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Feel really solid. And if I was there, I couldn't push you. Holding it there. You should be feeling a lot better now. Right, and we're going to finish in that position. I'll just turn around. So, arms out. Going to sweep down all the way up, nice and tall. Squeeze your glutes and lift. Good. Back down. And again, all the way down. Up. Squeeze those glutes. Lift. Concentrate. And down. Checking that balance. All the way down. Up. Lift. Squeeze. And relax. Wonderful. Very, very well done, everyone. Excellent work. Very, very pleased. Just give me 1 second. I will stop the recording and unmute you all.